everyone, and welcome back to another episode of We're Screwed. I am your host, horror author James Hershey Jr., and with me, as always, my co-host, old boy James Ash. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. How's everybody tonight?
This episode is going to be fun because I get to talk about my favorite leftist dingbat, AOC. Well, it seems old AOC is looking at facing some felony charges. She might be going to jail. She's kind of worked up about it. Basically, what happened is, you know how the Democrats are all anti securing the border and they're all for illegal aliens and all that kind of stuff. Well, she's been doing these webinars where she's teaching illegals how to avoid ICE raids and how to react when they come to the door and what paperwork to ask for and all that kind of stuff to avoid um, getting busted by ICE. So basically, she's teaching illegals how to avoid that. And apparently, also, she's been, along with some other Democrats, have been warning different groups of illegals when they hear about an ICE raid coming. They will warn them ahead of time so that they're prepared for it and they can leave. Now, you might think, well, this is just a difference in opinion between Republicans and the Democrats, but it's way, way more than that. It's actually a felony to do what she's doing. And it's very, very dangerous because if these people have knowledge that ICE is coming, then you're putting those officers' lives in danger. Because it's very possible that you might get one of these criminal aliens that just decide they're going to open fire instead of go peacefully. You know, it's very possible, especially with a lot of these gang members, that they are busting and deported. So she is putting American lives at risk here by doing what she's doing. And like I said, it's a felony, and Pam Bondi has already said that they're going to be charging her. And she's pretty started with Tom Homan, the head of the border czar, head of ICE and everything. He got kind of a little bit irate at what she was doing and referred it to the Justice Department. And then Pam Bondi took a look, and they've put out a statement saying that they're going to be filing charges on AOC, which is kind of cool. And that means also her cohort in the squad, Ilhan Omar, should also be getting charges filed because she's doing the exact same thing, but in Arabic. She's doing these little webinars in Arabic, teaching those people how to avoid ICE, which is even more dangerous because those people have the biggest record of terrorist activity and stuff like that, you know. So her doing that is definitely not only putting law enforcement lives at risk, but putting the American public at risk. And I would say the same thing about AOC as well, because don't sleep on the fact that a bunch of these people have been committing serious crimes, including murder, rape, and murder. You know, I mean, there's been so many American women that have gotten abused and died because these people came into our country and did that stuff. You know, and to teach them how to avoid ICE when they come to the door and how to um, avoid getting deported and how and to just flat out warn them ahead of time that ICE is coming. And then what happens if you warn these people and they skedaddle and ICE doesn't get them? And oh yeah, you're so happy now, right? And then later that night, that person that would have been deported goes out and kills somebody's daughter. Because that's happened over and over and over again in this country, where these people have taken out Americans. And it will continue to happen as long as they're here. So not only is she breaking the law by doing what she's doing, but she could literally be responsible for allowing these people to stay in the country for however long they get to before we catch them. And that could cost people their lives. Okay, so I am in 100% full support of not only charging her, but throwing her ditzy ass in jail. Because what she's doing is dangerous. And you got to set an example. Her and Omar. Throw them both in jail, and anybody else who's doing this shit. You know, I mean, they had no problem when Biden was president with abusing the hell out of us. They had no problem with charging Trump with all kinds of nonsense that had no basis in reality. They had no problem taking people who basically just trespassed and charging them with terrorism and locking them up for decades. Okay, they had no problem with doing that stuff to us. So why the hell should we be nice? Why the hell should we let shit slide when they're breaking the law? You know, I'm not for throwing people in jail just out of spite or just for revenge. But if they're breaking the law and you can legally arrest them and charge them and put them in prison, then do it. Because they're bad for the country. And believe me, when the roles were reversed, they did it to you. That's the bottom line. They have done it to us. So I say, the hell with it. If you can charge her, and throw her dumb ass in prison. And anybody else that wants to do the same stuff. There's a lot of these Democrats that are doing it. You know, lock their asses up. I mean, they wanted to come at us, we can come at them. And we need to come at them. That's how we're going to fix this country, is by getting rid of these people. You know, and I'm not talking about every single Democrat. I'm not talking about Democrat voters. I'm talking about the people that are breaking the law and putting American lives at risk. They need to be locked up. So that's my view on it. I'll throw it over to old boy and see what he has to say.
Thank you, brother. I don't really know a lot about this. I don't know the truth. I mean, I'm not saying he's lying or nothing. I know he probably got it. So I'm not, like I said, I don't want to get into a lot of politics. But I think if it's true, they should do something. Now, throwing her in jail is probably going to cause nothing but a bunch of drama, and it will. It will. Trust me. If they do this, they'll make the news will make it into a martyr. You got to realize, you got to think about this, because that's what will happen. And there'll be protests and people throwing fits about this with migrants and people saying that they're racist. You know it's coming. If they do that, you know what's coming. And I know, but you know it's coming. It doesn't matter you like it or not. It's going to be turned into something else. Now, I don't know if the Republicans will do that, because I think they know that there could be a lot of backlash on that. I just think that, I don't know, it matters what Trump's going to do. In the end, Trump's going to think about it the same way as what I just said. There's going to be a lot of shit with this. People are going to make a big deal, but you can't keep getting away with this shit. If she's teaching people to hide from ICE, then that's illegal. If that's what she's doing, then she should be dealt with, and maybe in another way. Maybe she needs to get out of politics. Maybe she needs to step down from being a senator before going to jail. Maybe that should be what it is, because you're supposed to be in the Senate, or I think she's a Senate, right? Or House. Yeah, right. House. She was a House member. Sorry. And she's a House member. But see, I'm not familiar with AOC too much, so sorry guys. But she should have to sit down in that seat. I think she should give that seat up if that's what she's doing. Throwing her in jail will be a problem, bro. You know what will happen. It will just, it'll be all the Republicans are doing politics on. It's just going to be a nightmare on that. That's why I see them not really doing that. So I just think that she should have to step down or face some kind of punishment for it. And that's a whole, how you feel, what you feel. Because I'm going to be honest, most migrants that come here are not a problem. There is a certain few to do, because and they do bad things, and they keep coming here all the time because they get back forth this country. Again, I've said what I said about my opinion is, but the point is, some things they need to check who's coming here still. If you're in and out of jail all the time, bye. I get it. If you're in and out of jail, that's different. If you're running from the cops or something happens, you have a bad record, you're not coming here. I get it, but it's just not going to happen. And a lot of these people are not those kind of people. I want people to understand that. And I get it. You guys are coming here for a better life. Wherever you're coming through, there's not a lot of money. It's a lot of problems, a lot of people dying because of gangs and cartels or wars wherever you're from, even if you're from Russia or something, and or China or something, you're leaving that kind of lifestyle because it's communism and or socialism, whatever, and some people don't like it and they want to come here to get a better life, and that's what they do, and I understand that. But there's also some stuff that is going on. There is not everyone who's coming over here are good people. There's people who are coming over here are killers and murderers. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen in our country, because it does. My opinion is we got to quit acting like there ain't nothing going on here either, because it's been, and it's just not getting better anywhere. So, but what I'm saying is if I get it if people are coming here with their families, but then you got people who are just coming here to get away from the crime they did and come here in America because it's going to be hard to get caught. And that's what I get. And it has nothing to do with racism or nothing. I could care less, guys. Honestly, my personal opinion is Mexico is a part of us just as much as we're a part of the United States, because they used to be part of us at one time. I don't really care about Mexico. I never really have. I not in a bad way. I just don't care. But I think they should let us to come over when we ever want to their country instead of going the same thing. But we need a vet who's coming back and forth. I think there should be a different way how we handle things, and that's just my opinion. Now, if she broke the law, she has to be dealt with. And like I said, I don't think throwing her in jail is the idea they're going to do. They're probably going to get her to censor her or take away a lot of responsibilities, or maybe make her give up her seat. I think that's what the main thing is they're going to do, is get her to give up that seat and step down. I don't see that happening, but I see them doing something on that effect. Now, that's just my opinion. Again, I'm not a big person who gets in politics. I don't know all the rules and herebys and how that works, but that's just my personal opinion. I'm looking at it on both sides because I am independent. It would beneficially they just get her off the House and let her lose a seat, because if you do the other thing, it's going to cause nothing but backlash. It's bad press. Wherever you see it, it's not going to be good. Don't look good anyway. Arresting one of our House members, going to jail in other countries see this. So it's probably going to be better to just punish her another way. That's just my opinion.
Well, the Justice Department has already said they're going to be filing charges. So once they file charges, it's kind of out of the political realm at that point. That's going to be a court to decide, and a lot of those felony charges have minimum sentences. I don't know about the exact felonies they're going to charge because they haven't announced them yet, but a lot of felonies have minimum sentences. So you're looking at potentially years in prison for her. Now, granted, it'll probably be like a white-collar prison, like a country club prison. It won't be like Rikers Island, you know what I mean? But still, lock her ass up. I don't care what trouble it causes. I don't care what the stupid media says or what these idiot Democrats say. Screw them. I don't care. Because them idiots are going to fucking scream anyway, bro. They're going to whine and bitch and moan and scream like little bitches like they are, no matter what you do. So you got to stop being afraid of angering these people and pissing these idiots off, and you got to do what's right. And if she's breaking the law, screw her. Lock her ass up. If we were breaking the law, they would lock us up, so why the hell should she get special treatment? She's a lot dumber than we are. She ain't special. You know what I mean? Screw her. I'm sick and tired of letting these people get away with shit. They did it with Hillary. They didn't lock her stupid ass up. She flagrantly broke the law. Flagrantly. Sold state secrets. Had illegal servers. Defied a court order and a subpoena by Congress to turn that evidence over. Instead, she did a thing called bleach bit on those servers, which wiped them completely clean and then smashed them with hammers. That is obstruction of justice completely, and destruction of evidence. She should have been charged and thrown in jail. But they didn't do it because, you can't do that because then the Democrats will get all pissed off. Who cares? Fuck them. There's a fight coming regardless, bro. They're not. I don't know if you've paid any attention to what's going on, but They won't even let us cut bullshit programs where they like experimenting on mice and making them transgender and all that stupid shit they're doing. We can't even cut that bullshit without them rioting and spray painting cars and throwing shit and acting like idiots. Who gives a fuck what they're going to do? I say bring it. Y'all want this fucking smoke? Bring it. And we'll have this fucking thing out the way we should have had it out years ago and be done with it. Because I guarantee you, the ones carrying purses and don't know if they're a boy or a girl, they're not going to fucking win. So then at least we can shut their stupid asses up finally. And we can get on with actually having a country and being successful without them fucking it up every couple years. I'm sick of these idiots, man. And the way I look at it, every single fucking person that came over here illegally, every single one needs to get their fucking ass deported out of our country. Period. I got nothing against any country. Anybody want to come here for a better life, that's wonderful. Come the right way. Come to a port of entry and ask for asylum if you need asylum. That's how you do it. You don't sneak across the fucking border. Now, saying that, at the same token, we need to fix the immigration system so it doesn't take 10 years to get here, because that's horse shit too. It should be a merit-based system depending on what we need as a country. Okay, we need X amount of people to fill X amount of jobs. They have to be this skill set. Fine, let's let those people in. But as far as everybody in the world just getting to come here, no. Why the hell should they? All you're doing is screwing up our country. And that's the bottom line. It's the truth. It's not politically correct. Oh, a lot of people will get their little panties in a bunch about it. They'll be pissed, but it's the truth. You think some piece of shit they pulled out of a prison down in Venezuela, there was a gang member that they let come across the border? You think they're going to make America better? No. All they're going to do is kill somebody's daughter and act like fucking savages, which is what they are. It's time to be real, man. It's time to be honest about this shit and stop worrying about what the fuck the Democrats are going to say. Fuck the Democrats. Them sons of bitches ain't got two brain cells to rub together. I ain't worried about what the hell they say. They don't know anything. They're dumber than shit. So why should I give a fuck if they're going to get pissed off? If you're the dad of a family and your kid's a fucking moron and they're doing something stupid and they're going to hurt themselves and you tell them, hey, you stop that, dumbass. Go sit down. And then they cry. Do you feel bad about making them cry? No, they're fucking stupid. They need to learn. They're going to hurt themselves. At some point, the adults need to stand up and say, listen, enough of this bullshit. You're not a fucking girl. You're a guy. You've got a pecker. You were born that way. Deal with it. No, you cannot just walk across the fucking border. There's a fucking process you got to follow. You're breaking the law, asshole. Every single one of them broke the law to get here. Every single one of them should be deported. And they're being nicer than I would. They're saying if they self-deport, that they'll actually have a chance to come back here someday as a legal immigrant, to actually come in the right way. I wouldn't do that. I would say, you know what? If you cross our border illegally, fuck you. You don't ever get to come here now. You broke our laws. But I know by doing that, they're not going to self-deport. So he's doing it the smart way. Because you're trying to get some of these assholes just to leave on their own without us having to fly them out of here. You know? But yeah, fuck the Democrats, dude. I don't care if they get pissed off about it anymore. Who cares? It would be different if they were actually peaceful, but they're not. They bitch and moan and scream and holler and throw hands constantly, no matter what. So fuck them. I'm not afraid of these idiots, man. And I say lock every one of them bitches up. Every fucking one of them.
And remember, I do not share the same views and points as James Hershey. Neither does Andy. So Andy's got a whole different point of view. But I have a difference of opinion. But hey, that's what he feels, and that's how he is. But that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the show, guys. Check us out on Spotify, and we'll probably try to get it on Apple eventually, and Facebook or YouTube. Just subscribe to James Hershey's YouTube page. You guys want merchandise, go to teespring.com, Staring into the Abyss. They'll have everything. Our shirts, We're Screwed, Tales from the Abyss, our books, covers, everything. Beanies, fucking everything you think. That being said, I hope everybody enjoyed their night. I hope you guys had fun. We're doing something a little different, 25 minutes worth of stuff, and it's going good. I like it this way because you know what? It's hard to do. If we had a bunch of people an hour and a half show other than staring would work. But here, the way we do stuff, and then when Andy's here, then we could go longer. It's faster this way, and we get different shows done, and we could do more than once a week. But that being said, I hope you guys have a good night, motherfuckers. And Misfits.
I like it because it's easier to title a show this way. If we do shorter shows and we just do one topic instead of doing like a 2 or 3 hour show where we talk about all kinds of shit, and then once the show's done, it's like, okay, now what do I call this fucking thing? We done talked about 10 different things on this show. You know what I mean? What's the thing we talk about the most, or the most catchy thing we talked about, or whatever? It's harder to title them. At least this way we can do it up. But anyway, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Let me know in the comment section what you think, and we'll catch you on the next one. Till we speak to you again. Love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do we. Bye bye.